In this nugget, I'd like to chat with you for a few minutes about some additional resources that you'll absolutely want to take advantage of if your intention is to pursue certification with Palo Alto Networks. Let's begin. Once upon a time, there was a person named Bob who lived in a very, very cold environment. One day, in the middle of an exceptionally cold winter, it was several degrees below zero outside, and there were icicles hanging from the edge of the roof, and there was a heavy wind blowing the freezing snow sideways. As Bob looked out the window, it was hard for him to see due to the snow and the ice that had built up on that window. And Bob had a problem, because he needed to go outside to go get supplies from a store that was about a half-mile away. Unfortunately, Bob's car was in the garage, and the driveway and garage door had several feet of snow that are all piled up, which prevented Bob from using his car. Bob decided that he was going to go out in the freezing cold on foot to get those supplies. Now, in preparation, he put on some heavy boots to protect his feet. He put on some snow pants to protect his legs. And then Bob took a long, slow look at his parka, which was hanging next to the door. Now, it seems pretty obvious that Bob would leverage that parka and use it to protect himself against the cold, harsh elements that he's about to face. And, as expected, Bob used the parka in preparation to face the cold, hard elements outside. And by using the parka, he was able to have safety on his journey and protect himself because he was well prepared. So, for those of you who are pursuing certification with Palo Alto, there's 2 certification exams that you're very likely going to be interested in. One of those is the ACE, which is the Accredited Configuration Engineer, and that exam is free. You would simply get an account at paloaltonetworks.com, you log on, and then you can sign up to go ahead and take the ACE exam. I really believe that the ACE exam is designed to help us identify those areas where we're weak and really actually improve. Not just say, oh, I don't know that, but rather, I don't know that and I need to study a little more in that area using online documentation or hands-on practice with the interface or both. The other exam is the PCNSE. And what happens is whenever Palo Alto comes out with a new version of the code, for example, when they came out with 6, they got ready to release the PCNSE version 6, and they released it when the 6.1 had come out. So as of this recording, right now at this very moment, the PCNSE 7 is not yet out because as of this recording, 7.1 is not yet out. But here's the great news. In this course, we started off with 6, we did an upgrade to 7 along the way, and as you saw, the interface is virtually identical to both. So the tools and the skills that you're learning about the Palo Alto firewall, regardless if they're version 6 or version 7, are going to serve you very, very well, especially if you've been doing the hands-on practice. So just last week, just to make sure I was on target, I took the PCNSE 6 exam, and I'll tell you what, it was a good exam because it actually relied quite a bit on experience that the engineer actually had. And by that I mean to answer a question, I'd have to think back, okay, when I was working with this, when I was configuring that, how did this work or how did that go? So it's not just memorizing some answers, it's actually applying what you've learned, and a lot of that is going to come from hands-on. So a big heads up, for those of you pursuing certification, you'll definitely want to have hands-on practice with everything that we've covered in this course. And that'll help you not only in the certification exams, but that will also help you in the real world as you apply and work with the Palo Alto firewall. Now, as part of the support files for this course, there's like 25-ish files as part of the Nugget Lab files. And so to get the Nugget Lab files, you log on a computer to cbtnuggets.com, log in as your user ID as a member, and then when you bring up this course, if you scroll down a little bit over to the right, there's the link for the Nugget Lab files. So you want to download those. So I've got a lot of the documentation that I used as I prepared and created this course, including the administrator guide for the version 7 of the Palo Alto firewall, as well as the web interface reference guide, the panorama administration guide, the upgrade guide, and also I included several articles and documents that I found helpful as I was preparing and studying for my certification. So I pass those resources on to you as tools that you can use in addition to the context-sensitive help within the Palo Alto graphical user interface as you prepare and get ready for certification if that's your goal. One other document I've included is a document called the Parka document. And that's right here. It's called Palo Alto Parka. And at the moment, it's a Word format. But before I wrap them up and make them all available as part of the Nugget Lab files, I'll convert that over to a .pdf. So it'll be very easy for anyone to open it up and look at it. And I'd like to take a moment right now and just give you a little sneak peek as to what's inside of this Parka document that can be very helpful for you, as Bob's Parka was for him in facing a harsh environment. In this case, the harsh environment is a certification one. So in this document, I would recommend that you read through it. It is many, many pages in length, but it does have a lot of great detail. For example, here's the administrative distances that we talked about in our nugget on dynamic routing protocols. And as we scroll down, here's some details on wildfire, some of the logs that are available, high availability with device priority and preemption, some details on security policy rules, some additional insight and details on why a Palo Alto firewall might not be able to correctly identify what an application is, including incomplete data or insufficient data, and to explain what those are. And the content here just goes on and on. So if you are pursuing certification as one of your several study resources, I would ask you to include the Parka document, so that in combination with hands-on practice for everything that we've done in this course. So in this nugget, we've taken a look at some additional resources that you'll definitely want to use as you prepare for certification if that's one of your goals. Number one, you're going to want to do hands-on practice. Secondly, you're definitely going to take a look and read through the administration guides for the PAN-OS 7, for the graphical user interface, and also for the CLI. There's a lot of helpful commands as you work through the graphical user interface. You can also use command line interfaces to reinforce and verify the details of what's going on after you've configured something or if you're troubleshooting something. And the CLI reference guides are a great tool to help you in knowing what those commands are, so you can get that practice as well. And three, I'd have you review our Parka document. That's the one that I just introduced to you, which is available as part of our Nugget Lab files for this course right here at CBT Nuggets. So I am very grateful for you for joining me, not just for this nugget, but for this course, and also for our other courses here at CBT Nuggets. On behalf of myself and our entire team, we wish you the best of success, and we hope this has been informative for you, and we'd like to thank you for viewing.